Maybe it is a superstition, but part of me wonders if the Scots knew something we don't. I'm Kim, and this is Hung Channel.
By the end of this month, the lights of Halloween will glow across the world. But few remember where it truly began, not in America, but in the cold, haunted north of Britain. Among the fog and the fire, Scotland kept the ancient rituals of the dead. What if this festival of laughter was once a night of fear? Stay with me. By the end of this story, you will know the real origin and the taboos that should never be broken. On the final night of October, when the streets glow with pumpkin lanterns and crowds wander in bizarre and frightening costumes, when children knock on doors shouting that famous phrase, trick or treat, most people believe this is an American holiday. But in truth, the roots of Halloween lie far across the Atlantic, in the mist-shrouded north of Britain. Its birthplace is Scotland and Ireland. There, autumn is colder, the nights are longer, and Halloween was never meant to be a night of amusement. It began as a ritual about death and the turning of the seasons. Origins and historical background. Over 1,000 years ago, the Celts celebrated Samhain, the boundary between summer and winter. On that night, the veil separating the world of the living from the world of the dead was said to grow thin. People believed that spirits would return to walk among the living. To keep evil spirits from entering their homes, villagers wore animal skins and smeared ash upon their faces, disguising themselves as ghosts to survive the night. Bonfires blazed upon the hills, symbols of the sun's dying power, light to repel the darkness. When Christianity spread through the land, the church established All Saints' Day on November 1st. The evening before, it became All Hallows' Eve, which, after crossing the ocean with Scottish tongues, evolved into the word Halloween. In the 19th century, Scottish and Irish immigrants carried these customs to America. There they merged with local traditions, candy, and commerce, transforming into the celebration we know today. Traditional Scottish customs. In Scotland, Halloween has always carried a feeling of rustic simplicity mixed with dread. They did not carve pumpkins. They carved turnips, white, hard, and gnarled. Cutting faces into them was difficult, and the result was grotesque, more terrifying than any smiling pumpkin. People believed that these lit lanterns could frighten away evil spirits and guide ancestral souls home. Children took part in a custom called guising. They wore masks, cloaks, and capes, went from door to door performing short poems, jokes, or songs before earning sweets or fruit. It was not a childish game of threats. It was an ancient form of exchange, a performance offered in return for protection. Another beloved pastime was looking for apples. The apple bobbing game. Apples float in a basin of water, and players tried to bite one without using their hands. Whoever succeeded first will be blessed with luck in the coming year. And if two lovers caught the same apple at once, it meant their bond was destined. In modern Edinburgh, the Samhuinn Fire Festival is still held every October 31st. It reenacts to the battle between summer and winter. Those flames illuminate not only ancient belief but also the Scottish reverence for the night itself. Legends and the present, from ghost lights to real-life curses. The fascination with Halloween has little to do with candy or parties. It endures because of an age-old fear, a fear that has traveled from legend into daily life, from myth into reality. 1. The legend of Stingy Jack. There was once a man named Stingy Jack, the most cunning trickster in his village. He deceived the devil 3 times, and in punishment was cursed to neither heaven nor hell. Condemned to wander the earth forever, he carried a hollowed-out turnip lit from within. People called it the jack-o'-lantern, a symbol that would come to define Halloween itself. Even now, in the northern villages of Scotland, old men still whisper, "When you see a lone light swaying in the dark, don't go near it. Jack is still searching for his soul." 2. Scottish Halloween hauntings. In Edinburgh stands Greyfriars Kirkyard, said to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in Europe. Guide its warned visitors, don't leave the group, don't touch the iron gate. For inside, they say, sleeps the spirit known as the Mackenzie poltergeist, which awakens on Halloween night. Tourists have reported scratches, fainting, even the sensation of invisible hands pushing them to the ground. Farther north in the Highlands, another tale is told, the shadow on the flame. They say that on Halloween night, the ruins of an old chapel glow faintly, and upon its broken altar appears a grey silhouette, the spirit of a woman once burned as a witch, returning each year to seek the portrait of her mother that perished with her. During a local bonfire festival, volunteers captured a floating figure on film. The newspaper headline read, "The White Flame of Sky." The story spread across the nation, igniting a wave of fear and fascination. 3. Modern fears when Halloween becomes real. In recent years, British police have increased their patrols every October. Statistics show that Halloween night brings one of the highest numbers of emergency calls, accidents, arson, vandalism, even acts of fanaticism. In 2018, an old Edinburgh theatre burst into flames on Halloween night. The emergency call claimed that someone had set fire on the stage, but the stage had been sealed for decades. No source of ignition was ever found. Yet, on the scorched floor remained a dark, human-shaped mark. Local media called it the Burning Curtain. Along the North Sea coast, fishermen still speak of ghostly light rising from the waves each Halloween. They say it is the drowned returning to deliver their final messages, and that any boat daring to sail toward those lights is found missing by dawn. Perhaps these stories are exaggerated, perhaps coincidence, but that uncertainty is what makes them real. Halloween has never been merely a festival. It is a night when the door between worlds quietly swings open. The terrifying traditional taboos. The ancient Scottish taboos of Halloween are not simply rules of don't. They are lessons in how to maintain respect and distance within living the darkness. First, never let the fire die. As long as light burns inside the house, ancestral spirits can find their way home. If total darkness falls, evil may slip inside. Second, never linger on bridges, crossroads, or graveyards. These are the meeting points of worlds where the veil is thinnest. Stay too long and you may bring back a shadow that isn't yours. Third, never gaze into a mirror alone. Old tradition says a maiden may glimpse her future husband in the mirror's glow. But if the face that appears is not human, she will never have the chance to look again. Fourth, never eat blackberries after Halloween. Legends warn that on November 1st, the spirit Puka defiles the remaining fruit. To eat them is to invite the creature into your body. Fifth, renew the flame. Before the night ends, extinguish the old hearth and kindle a new fire. It means leaving the darkness in the past, and reminds us that the deepest fear often lies in the shadows we refuse to purge. Conclusion. Today, Halloween has been dressed in sweetness and glittering lights, a carnival of masks, sugar, and noise. Yet, in Scottish tradition, its heart has always been about respecting the unknown. It is reverence for the turning seasons, remembrance for the dead, and the confession of the darkness that lives quietly within us all. So when you light a lantern on October 31st, hang a pumpkin by your door, and step into the night wearing your mask. Remember this. You are not imitating an American custom. You are continuing a ritual that began in the Celtic age. Halloween is not merely a light of laughter and fright. It is the light that reminds us, between the living and the forgotten, there may be only the distance of a single flame.
I'm Kim. If you like this video, please subscribe us and stay with me. You will never face the dark alone.